Hey everyone, welcome to ZSR. Today we have a very exciting matchup. Flea versus Hyper, our very last winner bracket round 2 match in the OoT Rando tournament. Very exciting. Our commentators today are Malkin and Melqui, and they will start us off with some stats. Woo!
Thanks, baseball.
Hi,
Yeah,
everyone.
this is actually a rematch. This is winner bracket round two.
Yes, it
Hyper and
is.
did play a couple of weeks ago, so you've got that last matchup of 1/8/2025 won by Flea. Unfortunately, there was a little issue with the showing of some settings, and so here we are playing again. As you can see also on this screen, Hyper, the higher seed, but Flea kind of favored to win historically. So, what are we thinking, Malkin?
Well, I was just going to say that because even though Hyper has more than twice the amount of races that Flea has, Flea won their last matchup. So you could on paper say Hyper's got the better stats to look at on screen. But if you look at the raw facts, there's a good chance this could go either way. And so I have no idea what's about to happen, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what we come up with. As our general starting, Lullaby, great starting song. Not missing any of those checks, don't have to reroute them. We're starting with the Spirit Med as well, which is great because that's one less thing you have to think about if Ganon's is required for an item.
Where do we think Child Spawn is going to be today?
I think Child Spawn is gonna go kind of comedy option right by the Temple of Time hints.
I was thinking that, or like right around HC area potentially.
Yeah.
So either way, good times if that happens.
Yeah, it's good times when you think about that age changing aspect, but the time of day routing becomes a little more difficult in that.
Should be fun. And we're off in just a few seconds. Here we go. Ah, we were wrong.
Oh. I mean,
Started
this is also nice. You're right by, 5 quick checks.
Agreed. It's almost like we're playing regular Ocarina of Time almost. Just with some extras, with an extra song.
Vanilla in my Rando?
I know. I need a little bit more espresso with my vanilla. And some love from the forest.
Some love. And this is funny, both of these runners being on emulator, save quitting out is faster than walking back out.
Yes, baseball making the espresso reference, and I'm here for it. I just saw Sabrina Carpenter a few weeks ago, so I'm still riding that high. And Maida's got some big chests today.
Let's see.
Oh.
An important bottle to find, possibly.
And oh gosh. We have Lullaby, Bombs, a Medallion, and the letter. Is this even difficult so far? Not really. That's like 50 or more percent of the checks you can do as child.
Yeah, we can turn that in, and that kind of seems like what Hyper might be doing, thinking River is worthwhile. Could also be rushing CAC first.
GTG's dead? Oh no, not GTG. What is it?
The check-in GTG.
Yes, that's what I meant. My brain.
Yep, the Sunken Silver Rupee Room, as the hint calls it, the toilet as we often refer to it, because it is a swirling pool of water filled with things that you don't want to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah, there's already, like Chad is pointing out right now, there's already a huge divergence in the past. Like, we're doing the Lost Woods versus, like, Lon overworld checks. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, we'll just have to see what song we pick up here. Hyper does not have enough money, so gonna have to grind that out a little bit.
Yeah, luckily we have some money we can steal and then use on the exact person who we're stealing it from, so that's good. Theft is good, kids.
Is
That's
it
the lesson.
stealing or is it like borrowing?
It's like reinvesting in
Yeah.
yourself.
In this case, he's giving it all back.
Final chest is dead. So, cool. Love that for Ice Cavern. And what does Talon have? Oh, okay. Oh!
Heroic Wind early means no magic until 2 hours.
Right? Oh boy. And another bottle.
Ooh, a free bottle.
Free bottles. Bottles everywhere today.
I think you probably still route in turning in that letter in this child segment just because it's very tempting. There are the checks in domain.
Mm-hmm.
And
Alright,
songs
time.
aren't in.
Yep. Malin really wants you to get the Master Sword today. And we're gonna beat some wolves with a stick right now. See what the wolves are hiding. It's some love.
You know, that's nice. It's early enough. We don't know what our dungeons are.
We don't have double defense yet. Oh, so many possibilities. All right, nothing else in LLR, but that Pharaoh's Wind is nice if you get the magic early on, and then it's gonna make some things really nice for rooting purposes. You can definitely cut down some time in the run. So
Yeah. You know, if you're gonna save quit out of there, $20 is not insignificant when you have to think about the money. Okay, there are 2 scrubs here. Each of them are 40 that I have to get. I don't know where the rest of the money is gonna come from. And Minuet on Sarias.
French vanilla minuet.
Right. Shadow Trial 2.
Dead.
$5.
Well, I mean, $5 is $5 in Hyrule, so.
I always feel like when you pick up a blue rupee that's actually like a refill, it's more like a nickel.
Field has light somewhere. Somewhere. And Kukuri to Dodongo.
Ooh.
So bombs.
I'm gonna make a very bold statement that Dodongo's Cavern is our shadow med today.
What? That'd be funny.
Okay, well, our bombs are gonna be bomb locked. I guess that's information.
Oh, good times.
That's honestly like the worst. Yeah, because our lights could very well just be in field. Dodongo's Cavern could very well be our other bridge medallion.
Again with the camp to Dodongo.
Wow.
Wow. Thank you, game.
All right, game.
To give those hints. This is a funny scene so far. It's filling me with laughter.
It's funny. That's the worst part. This is the thinking it's funny.
It's. I mean, it's funny to non-racers.
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
It's like if I were either of these runners getting these hints, I would be so mad right now.
It's here for the audience, so let's all give thanks to the seed for entertaining us. Let's see, I think I can actually do... Oh, I don't have enough points for that, unfortunately. I lost a lot of points recently on a race.
What were we trying to do?
Bet on a runner to win.
Oh.
And I put a lot of my points on the wrong person, so...
Yeah,
So I don't even have enough to sacrifice to RNG today. That's how low I am.
Oh, there we go. I'll give you that one. How's that sound?
Thank you. Perfect. I appreciate that, my co-commentator. Alright, well, we've seen these. We know what's coming.
Yeah, Hyper, having already done Lon Lon, could very well choose to go into Goron City. It's a little dangerous isolating Darunia in there, but you can do the other 2 checks. You can do the maze.
I mean, you got the bombs.
Never really know.
A decent path to do at this point. But don't think we're doing that, so...
No, this looks like I want to get into Ganon's. If Hyper thinks what I am thinking.
Well, we do know that Hyrule Field is something, but I don't know that now is the time to do that. But maybe it is. Maybe just do the convenient ones on the way to your next destination and then move on.
Yeah. Hyper's time of day should be okay-ish to get to Castle, but it's gonna be really tight for him since he already did that trek to Ranch. I think he would have been okay, but it looks like he is gonna clear South Field and possibly do Valley Lake to kill the rest of the nighttime that he's gonna run into.
So, one of the meme things that goes on through my brain whenever someone goes to the Lon Lon Ranch, there's a horse that runs by that looks exactly like Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron, and I always think, hi, Spirit. Anyways, sidetrack. Sorry.
Alright, is this...
Well, we have the letter, we have the ring.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
And the Zelda's Lullaby?
I don't know... Going to Jabu in this child segment would be pretty ballsy.
It's ballsy, and we don't know which dungeons are required, and Jabu is a long dungeon if you end up not needing it for anything.
Yeah. I don't think I would do Jabu before checking the med layout.
Frog's dead.
Yeah. Especially, maybe this is just lights.
And hovers. Oh, okay. Where's the poop? That's what I have to ask right now. Where's the poop, Marshall?
Hyper trying to get some money here so that he's not leaving this scrub behind.
Valid. Boulder Destiny has nothing.
Go farm the tree, jump back in. Yeah, there we go.
And shield. Team never buy a shield wins again.
Nice. Free shield. Good to have. I am guessing Flea goes adult here.
I'm gathering that's probably the direction that is happening, but we shall see. Money for money.
Nice.
Nice. Ice Cavernous Serenade.
Wow.
Foolish Daku. Foolish Lake. And Foolish Zora's Fountain. Uh-oh. Well, it's a good thing Hyper didn't do any lake yet.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't have that hint, but, you know... I think there is one check left. Yeah. I don't think either runner ended up going to Texite.
Yeah. I think, yeah. We're going to Valley now. Are we doing Valley to Foolish Lake?
Flea. Missing that bloopy on child shooting.
For shame, Flea, for shame. Just kidding.
Yeah, it happens sometimes, but it never feels good having to do all of this again.
I have never once missed a rupee on this particular game.
Oh.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
I do it all the time. Yeah, and he did have to keep playing the game because he needs to do Bombchu bowling. Okay,
There you
didn't need
go.
to keep playing the game, but he didn't know.
Yep. All right, time to do some bowling. Hyrule's favorite pastime, Bombchu bowling. It's a bomb bag. Cool.
Wow!
Wow.
One of the least surprising places to find a bomb bag when there's a path one.
Wow. That looked like a rupee under the waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
And Frogs again is dead, in case you didn't catch it the first time. That's a vanilla bomb bag. Sure is. And Market to Rova.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we'll be going back in there then. Shocking, I know.
Wow! What a concept of a play that is. And time to see what the hints on Foolish Hylia have. Okay, boss key.
Water, vanilla.
Nuts.
Nuts in.
Gotta get them nuts. And the guards are gonna kick us out. How rude of them.
Wow. Throwing a child out of a castle?
They literally throw him. Like, it's not even, like, subtle. It's just like, go away.
These guards are so bad, though. Like, it's only if you run right up to them.
Is that a child running up to me? Squinting. Maybe you need some glasses.
Like, you just roll right past them, yelling.
Time to call up the Hyrule optometrist.
My headcanon is that they're actually working for Ganon.
And the best boy gives us a heart. Thank you.
Ooh, okay. Well, that leaves us with either Big Pose or Lens minigame.
Mm-hmm. How fun. Couldn't be Mass, could it?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so, but I was like, I better double check. Because I was like, if I miss that and we miss out on comms, I will never forgive myself, so.
Oh, Pose was hinted? Okay.
So it's TCG.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. So we gotta get that lens. Or gamble a 1 in 32 chance, which sounds like a terrible idea.
Big Pose has the same odds of being hinted as anything else.
Alright. Oh gosh, that went fast.
That's alright. Our trackers will get those updated, and we'll take a look.
I didn't read any of that. Yeah, that's true. If you get the 1 in 32 chance, you have a huge advantage. And wow, it's like reverse Minuet and Saria's.
Okay.
Is this even random? Water, forest, spirit, I caught 3 of those.
DC is the Shadow Med? Of course it is.
Bombs for DC. Yay. Bombs for DC, groundbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Devil Wears Prada.
For spring.
Groundbreaking.
Rang is in Southfield in the quote-unquote remote grotto. The one that's not really near anything else. Hyper made a point of routing in South Lake or Southfield into Valley because his time of day wasn't super great.
Another bad lesson that The Legend of Zelda teaches you, running backwards is faster than running forwards. Just like an IRL comparison. Obviously it's fine in game, but like, you should probably not do that in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. You might hurt yourself.
Flea is going to be going River here, kind of an alternate adult opener usually, but since he has nighttime and he wants to make sure he's not missing anything in Kakariko. Boots were also in Southfield in the open grotto.
Yeah, definitely some quick items available in the field today. And Stone Foolish Deku is going to save our runners all of 2-3 minutes. Oh, hey, more Evil's Bane in Hyrule Field. Woo!
Flea is not taking the aggressive action of going into ice. Makes sense. Because Fountain is foolish, so Fountain is foolish. The song is Serenade. And the last check is dead.
Yep.
So
Does Flea have all those hints, though? I don't remember who has what hint. Yeah, I don't know. Claim check looked like it was dead?
Knows, at minimum, the final song.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Hyper definitely knows all this, but I don't know if Flea checked all of the stuff in Hyrule or not.
Serenade does get you to Foolish Lake faster. For that obviously required Pierre setup.
Perfect. Just what we wanted.
Yep. But yeah, I don't see a lot of reason to put off going into Dodongo's Cavern, into doing that kind of classic adult opener. Hyper is going to have a lot more options here with those hover boots. Can get the Crater Song. Can do kind of that loop.
Yeah. We're gonna get some adult cac checks. Here we go. But we can't do the archery, I don't think, because we don't have a bow. Our first look at some Goron City checks, that'll be fun. And the grotto has nothing. Well, it has love. I guess love should count for something.
Nah. Oh, it's a container, though.
Who needs love?
That's described as a lot of love in cryptic hints.
Good point.
Yep, Hyper did pick up Saria's.
There's something here. Ooh, first Stone Shadow never finds a way into anything.
Just a small chest over there.
Or love.
Yeah, double defense on Big Goron, not going to do that. I believe we also saw that Skull Mask is dead, so we don't have to do that today.
Alright. I always forget about the dancing people behind the windmill because usually you don't go behind the windmill, but I saw them today, and so I was like, oh, alright, the dancing people.
Ah, yes, the people who were, like, yeeted directly out of Castletown to behind the windmill.
Ooh, Eponas.
Alright, horse.
Gotta get that horse. And we have... Blue Rupee is the final chest. Cool. Very cool. So useful. Ooh, something here. Fire arrows, yay!
Super useful.
Haunted
Hyper,
Wasteland.
a man of the people, buying bombs.
Amazing.
I really like seeing these things in Top 32 because here's the thing. Resource management is an important skill at all levels. Oh, hello.
It's stimulating the Goron economy. Yeah, absolutely, Big Yano.
Were we rated?
Can I help?
Um,
Bo!
oh,
Oh! Yeah. So that's there.
all right. Oboe is nice. Fully in logic too. And
Yep.
Nocturne, also nice. Requiem, also nice.
Yep. So cool. This is a lot of things pretty like 20 minutes into the seed.
Yeah, a lot of things that notably Flea can't get.
Yeah. Because they don't have hovers. Eek. Are we doing Dompe? Yes, we're doing Dompe.
Yep, should be doing Dompe, and I believe Flea is also going to do the kind of intended strat of playing Song of Time to get out of there, because I don't think he did Anju or check the spider hints.
All right. How fast do we think this Dompe race is going?
Flea is very fast, but Dompe is also a troll.
Yes.
So
I'm gonna say 48 seconds.
Oh, I was thinking 50.
Ooh, let's use closer.
Yeah, it just depends. If Dompe doesn't get Flea around this corner, looking okay, you're probably closer. 48 should be good.
Ooh, right under that fire. Nice work by Flea.
Yeah, this is definitely on pace for a 47, 48.
Right on the money, yo.
Nice job.
Bam.
And
And
another
wallet.
I say another. That was Seed Bleed. Sorry.
I was like, wait a minute, what? What did I miss?
No, that was Seed Bleed.
These fountains sure giving out a lot of money today. Thank you, fairies. Supporting our hero.
I mean, you don't really
Forest
want
to Morpha. That's fun.
Forest to Morpha is a good hint.
It is.
You have to do it anyway. It's a vanilla forest med forest.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Trying to think of, because that could be the long shot or the boots, or I guess any other number of things, or something that gets us there.
Looks like all of our high skulls were dead today.
Well, that's lovely. I mean, not for us, but for the runners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could very well be that it's a hook-locked hook. That's what you see most often.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Ocarina's Prelude, cool!
Gross.
We should totally do all dungeons for that.
Both of our kind of convenient child warp songs gone.
Yeah. Oh, fun times in Hyrule. And we're getting Holding Hands into Donko's Cavern, yay!
Yeah, gonna hold hands. It's after this that I'm very curious about. Flea does not have a whole lot of options. Probably goes Goron City, you know, peaks on top of the volcano, but can't get that song. So I wouldn't be
Flea now does have the hint that Evil's Bane is somewhere in Hyrule Field, so maybe does some Hyrule Field stuff?
Could be. Yep.
With Epona?
With Epona, much better play.
And then maybe roots back to the crater, maybe, with the hovers, if they get it? I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a guess.
Hyper is going to be able to do that adult shooting that we talked about not being able to do in Flea's case.
it was blue fire arrows on 30. That was the only kind of interesting thing. So probably not getting those today.
Probably not.
Probably not.
It depends a little where our other wallet ends up, where... no, because we already have access to ice. It's not gonna
And we have
happen.
bottles, so... Yeah, that's a big no for me, dog.
And bomb drop.
I once, like, in my head was like, I'm gonna, like, pretend in one of these races that I calm that I'm gonna be, like, a David Attenborough, like, documentarian and be like, now we see the fire geese in their natural habitat in the middle of Dodongo's cavern. Look at their majestic flight. Look at their majestic flight as they, oh my gosh, they got sliced in half by a sword! Anyways, that was an idea I had. I've never actually decided to do it, but just sharing my random thoughts while we wait to see anything in this dungeon. And no big chests so far.
Yeah, nothing really here, but gotta do it, so...
It's there.
Do it early? Yeah.
Gotta conquer it someday. Ooh, are we gonna get 2 Dodongo fights at the same time? How cool.
Yeah, getting a double drop there.
Of that.
Yeah, I have seen people do it with a bow before and get triple drop.
Oh? That's
There
nice.
is no shield for Hyper.
Yeah, it's, either just straight up just plain old medallion with nothing in there, or, Dodongo's holding out on us. For the real treasure was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, one of the interesting things about this game is if you have a shield in your inventory before you age change to adult the first time, it auto-equips that shield for you.
Oh. That's a good little tip.
You don't have to have it equipped as child or anything, just in your inventory. Saves you a little bit of time. I'm sure it was one of those interesting... You're expected to have the Hylian shield in vanilla, of course, so why not just have it equipped? One less thing for children to think about.
One lore question I've had in my brain for, like, years is, how cold is King Dodongo that he can, like, make the lava turn into rock? That's wild to me. That's gotta be like a record for, like, the coldest blooded creature of all time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what the lore behind that particular lava pool is, but...
Oh, okay. Ah, okay, that's a good chat saying it's, not that he's cold, it's that he was making the lava in the first place, and once he dies, it cools.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe he's so hot that he was keeping the lava from cooling.
There we go. That would make... See, that makes more sense somehow in my brain than being really cold-blooded.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but it does. That's gonna bother me forever. I know! It's the weird thoughts that I have in my brain as I, like, watch these runners do these... It's like, huh, I've never really thought about that before. 20 years after the game exists. And yeah, we're just seeing some things we've already seen. Either way, unbearably hot in that room. I mean, I feel like there's actually lore that like Hylians are like more tolerant to like extremes, but I feel like I could be making that up, but I feel like I've heard that somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Because, like, you get your heat timer, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one does not have, like, a cold weather timer, but later games do.
Yeah. Yeah, anyways, random thoughts as we do our checks that we've already done, so... Or I guess
Yeah,
we haven't done the archery yet, but it was arrows. Cool. Arrow-locked arrows.
Oh,
Oh no!
Flea had to run away because he realized he would die.
That's true. South
there.
Hyrule Field, to answer your question, Svenny.
Yep, both Rang and Hovers were in Southfield.
Link has money. Both Links have money.
Alright, Flea. Where are we going?
That's my question. Maybe getting hints?
Yeah, I mean, definitely gonna do, like, the peek the wall, of course, check this grotto in here, do the fairy fountain up top, but...
I just realized that Flea named Link F, so it says F, it's so hot.
That's a good one.
That's a really funny... I don't know why I just noticed that, but it just made me laugh, so...
Flea's not gonna make this.
Nope.
Oh, he's got the ground tunic. Yep.
Anju has the eye drops that are needed for the guards in Hyrule Castle. Back to the optometrist joke.
We're gonna grab a heart container here. Nice, nice.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, it's fire arrows. We hadn't seen that yet.
Alright, this is a hint we do not see very often. Target in the woods. Dead.
Dang. So that slingshot that the cow was holding on to is useless, probably. Or
Yeah, basically
less useful, if you want to...
Child spirit, but we also have boomerang for that, so...
Burning Cack is Sun Song.
How much
That's
have we seen of
interesting.
market? Most of it.
There needs to be a third on this comm team named Mulkor. Okay. Oh yeah, how fast is Hyper gonna be?
That's true. Hyper can do big pose. That's a good point.
I'm gonna guess... I don't know. It's too late to guess. I already kind of know it's gonna probably be in the 40s or low 50s.
This looks more like a 50 than...
Yeah. 46. That would be amazing if that happened. Oh, we have two 48s today.
Also
okay.
a 48.
Nice. Our runner's tied in the Dompe race, so very cool.
Yeah, Flea picking up that double defense, kind of a nice item to have. These runners don't usually need it, and sometimes it even screws up their ability to do some things, like Death Warp. Alright.
Yeah, it's nice to have if you can root it in. If you can't root it in, you'll probably get enough love for it not to matter, maybe?
Alright. Just a piece of heart on the light arrow cutscene there.
I would imagine this is an HF play?
Yep, I think this is gonna be field, possibly into Fortress. No, okay.
Oh, okay. Or just Requiem.
I wasn't sure if we remembered that he had picked up Requiem and not picked up the song out here.
Yeah, valid. We're about to see both of them get that.
Yeah, so both runners have kind of done the same things. Hyper does have South Field and then an additional song, which is
Mm-hmm.
Nocturne from the crater, as well as that bow,
Yep.
and the boomerang.
Another Evil's Bane hint. Yeah, I just saw that, and I'm doing a double take because I'm pretty sure that is what it said. Goron
Oh,
City to
so
Bane.
it's Shadow.
Bolero.
Because we had
Uh,
Hers in Field and Dins in Goron City.
oh no. Stone Shadow, as the saying goes, finds a way. Huh. I need to step away for just a second, but I'll be back in just a minute.
Sounds good. Hyper properly checking his medallions there. He checked the stones earlier, so he knew which ones were stones, but getting that layout. And I think, yeah, Hyper going child and not doing big pose is interesting, but gonna probably go upriver and do Jabu since Jabu's required. Lee,
Okay, I'm back. What did I miss?
nothing.
Cool. Perfect.
Oh. Nice thing is they both picked up Bolero out at Requiem,
Mm-hmm.
which is good for Flea. That's gonna be back to Nocturne and that bow quickly after he picks up these hovers.
Yep.
So not gonna lose too much time having to hike back there, but is going to have a slightly less efficient like next segment. This is all stuff that Hyper already did.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Likely first hook in Jabu.
Yeah, Bo is on the volcano in the crater.
Oop. I was like, ooh, big chest. Oh, wait, we've seen this already.
I'm curious if Flea does anything extra here. Like, is he gonna go over to Fortress? I don't think so, knowing that there's a bow that he can get after this.
Yeah. Well, that's a good question.
Frogs 2 also dead.
Yep.
I think that was Invisible Blade in Shadow Temple is too small to
Yes.
use.
Yep, we saw that when Flea went to River's Adult. A lot of duplicate checks happening right now. Makes sense.
Yep. Flea
Going child?
save quitting.
Yep. That's what's happening.
I mean,
Gosh.
I don't disagree with this, but I would have expected a Bolero to pick up the song.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
And
oh, okay.
yeah, but that's fine. We're
Probably
gonna
could
get
get it
some more
another time?
hand-holding.
Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's got all the options in the world. It's just a little surprising knowing that Market is also Path to have not prioritized being able to do big pose since you were already going here anyway.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah,
sure.
seems to have miscalculated what the next step was gonna be there. But he got it.
Time for King Weep Weep to move.
I think he's thinking Child Goron City now, probably.
Don't misspeak, please.
Mispeaks are unfortunate. It does happen. It happens more than you like to think about it. Flea is
Yeah.
not... Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Oh, okay.
No, neither runner has a scale yet.
Nope. Oh, that was nice little run backwards with the stick move there. That was fun. Yep, Flea is definitely out of bombs right now.
Yes, Fountain is foolish, but Jabu is a required dungeon, so Hyper's going in to do it. Okay. Hyper has a good enough layout. I was like, grabbing the fish is risky, but he'll be fine here.
Yeah. Money. Thank you for the money. Money and sticks. Oh no, did we just miss getting in there? What's happening with Flea right now?
Well,
Oh, we're waiting. Okay,
it's
got
almost daytime to get in. But I'm not entirely sure what's going on, to be totally honest.
I'm not either, and I was like, oh? Out of bombs? Okay, we're gonna go buy bombs. Okay. Alright, yes, we're fueling the economy of all of Hyrule. First in Goron City, now in Market. So, yeah. And we're doing Jabu. Which we knew we were doing, I don't know, 15 minutes ago? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
And yeah, that's the kind of thing. Resource management it matters a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Not having a single bomb to get into Goron City to do the shop there meant hiking across field, waiting for time of day, and hiking back across field.
Yeah. So that's what was going on. We need more bombs. Letter was in South Hyrule Grotto.
Letter was in Midos.
Oh, yeah. More specifically. I'm sorry I wasn't specific enough for you. Gosh.
Yeah, lights are probably in Shadow, but our hook shot is probably in Jabu.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Once
Maybe
we
it's
have,
our magic in Jabu instead.
Yeah, once we have that, obviously you're going to want to do Forest to get whatever's locking water.
Yeah, we still don't have a strength. Strength could also be in Jabu.
Yeah, that's true.
I would think our first strength is probably on Big Pose in Path to Rova Market, but we'll just have to see where everything kind of converges here. But a required item is very likely to be in Jabu because of a lack of path.
Ooh,
like
that was a
big
close one with
priority.
chickens. Was dangling off the edge there for a second.
Yes, Spirit Med was free.
Yup. Rauru is our spirit medallion holder today. This is probably the hook shot. Or magic. Okay.
Magic
That were
to use our dins and our hover boots from our other path
to
location.
get the light arrows in the stone shadow. Cool. Neat.
But yeah, I mean, Jabu's been available for ever.
Yeah. As soon as you had bombs and the ring and letter, which you all got within the first 30 minutes of the run,
Yeah.
go here. The Jabu starting kit.
Nice dive pattern for Flea also.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be about a half a Jabu behind when all of this is said and done.
Yeah, something like that.
Always just grab some safety sticks and nuts here.
For sure. Okay, so looking at the dungeons that are required, would you do Shadow next?
It depends if we find a hook shot in here too, if I'm being totally honest.
That makes sense, but we
In
also
this
don't have
child-
strength.
Yeah, in this child segment, I would want to go do Child Spirit, see what I can do. I would want to... I'm not really sure. Obviously, Lake is foolish. So I would probably just do Child Spirit and then get back Adult. I would do
Gotcha.
that big Poe check to see, you know, what's that
Yeah.
about. And if it is a strength, I don't know. That's tough.
This is a tough one. Also,
Shadow,
welcome in, Raiders. Thanks for the raid.
Shadow makes a lot of sense. GTG, you know,
Mm,
part of it makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, it does. Like, I can see the spirit making sense. I was trying to think of what the next thought would be for what to do after Jabu, because obviously Jabu, but then it's like you have these like pieces of what makes sense to go for next, but you don't really have the full picture of what makes the most sense.
Yeah, Flea might do ice.
Oh gosh.
I don't think it would make a lot of sense, but he already has to backtrack for that Nocturne and that bow.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see being like, oh, I'm just gonna dip into fire here quick. See what's in that first check. Am I immediately hammerlocked? And then go do Shadow. Makes the most sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, do what he can of Shadow.
Right.
But Child Goron City would be looming for me. No reason there can't be another thing in there.
I mean, you have Saria's and Zelda's Lullaby, so...
Yeah, and that's why, like, I was shocked Fleet didn't do it. but he didn't have a bomb to go do it. And he didn't have
Yep.
magic to use dins to get in there.
Yeah. Resource management, as you were saying. Alright, time to see what Barry has for us today, our favorite fish stomach ulcer, as I like to call him.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how they prioritize kind of those checks that they don't want to... Like, it's Stone Deku. Our song is Prelude. There's no question of whether or not you need to do that.
Right.
Doing kind of a child cleanup is appealing. But there's no storm, so there's still incentive to go back, you know?
Mm-hmm. Barry down. We've saved Jabu's stomach. Good job, us. And what did our fish ingest? Some nuts. Cool. So we only got magic from Jabu.
Yep.
Cool. Neat. Alright, and we're warping back to the forest. Woo 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 woo.
I think this is Child Goron City.
Oh, you already said. I was like, huh? And then I was like, wait, no. Mel already pointed this out, so. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it makes sense to do these things here because there's not a lot of... Oh, and Hyper still has some Lost Woods to do, apparently.
Sure. Get your child checks done because, yeah.
Yeah, Spenny. I think it's just a couple...
Stone Foolish Deku isn't a thing, so...
Lights shouldn't be there, but something else can be.
Oh no! We failed the song!
These are the kinds of things that runners really need to have a strong mental game.
Just bailed on it.
Just bailing on it. Yep.
Amazing.
That's gonna haunt him for however long this goes.
I was like, we didn't know if they had a palindrome song yet. Dang it. We'll never know.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of thing, like, I can't even play a song. You gotta shake that off. Flea running out of bombs, you gotta shake that off. So, hopefully those two things don't, like, impact how they play the rest of the game, but it can be really hard not to, especially knowing how close their first matchup was. Shake it up, shake it up.
Shake it off.
Hi, Rob.
Shake it like a Polaroid. Do-do-do-do.
Rob, one of our enthusiastic developers of Rando.
Little do either of them know they both made an oopsie and someone will need to win the race. That's a great comment. Thanks, chat.
Rob recently spearheading gold boulder shuffle. Strength 3 boulder shuffle.
For sure. Alright, time to see what the pot has for us today.
Meanwhile, Flea is gonna get the bad news that it is just magic. No strength, no hook shot in sight.
Eek!
Rob is not a menace.
Hey, it's the bombs that Flea was looking for earlier.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hyper with only
cool.
4 bombs. It's an investment in time to go pick those up, but you might want those.
Yeah, that's a choice. Huh. Okay.
Hey, Can I Play as Prelude was one of the best suggestions. You can play as the note, as Prelude. So good. Yeah, the theme of this race is resource management.
It really is.
A couple seasons ago, there was a seed that someone lost because they ran out of a stick. They needed a single stick.
Oh no.
Those are the kinds of things that make or break a top 32 bracket.
Yeah. Definitely, when you get up here and the players are this good, you have to be more on top of your game than you've ever been before, so... Alright, and then we have, finally, Child Spirit by Hyper, which makes all the sense in the world.
Yep.
It's kind of the last major area to clear out as Child.
Yeah, and I think we'll see Flea do basically the same thing here.
Yeah.
Go do Child Goron City, go do Child Spirit, go Adult, push those other, you know, checks.
Keys.
Yeah.
And keys. And then, is there any other, like, major check, like, if you were running this, is there any other major checks you would do as Child, or would you just go Adult immediately after being done here?
I would go Adult immediately.
Yeah. Okay.
There's not really a lot left as Child.
No. Especially knowing all the foolish things.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I would say the biggest thing is Dompe digging.
Oh, true.
Neither runner prioritized that. Flea, it makes sense that he didn't. He doesn't have Nocturne to kind of manipulate time of day that way. Hyper, we could see choose to do that before going Adult.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would be worth the time investment to do that on the off chance that it's something, and it certainly is not something Hyper seems inclined to do after having skipped Ocarina minigame.
True. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh in the middle of your statement. I was just laughing at Hyper not getting the Skulltula and then just bailing immediately.
Yeah, both runners really not aggressively collecting skulls today.
Which is fine. It's just like, it was just funny to me, I think. More than, I was just like, nope, tried it once, done.
Yes, Hyper should check market for Rova on whatever path he is going. Flea will need to go to Crater, will need to pick up Nocturne and Bow, but he should know the bow is there. And with that Bolero, he wants the song regardless, so even if he didn't get a good peek at it, he should still.
And yes, thanks for reminding me, chat. Happy 1 hour, everyone. Been a fun-filled event so far in the first hour of the race. Lots of fun things popping up immediately.
Yeah, happy 1 hour. We already have 3 medallions. Seems like good pace, but we have no items to do the others.
But yeah. I'll say we have some, but then the only thing we have is the bow, really. But yeah.
But yeah, thanks to our runners, Hyper and Flea, rematch. So winner is gonna move on to. Is it the quarterfinals?
I think so.
Yep. Play their quarterfinal match. The loser will be down but not out. Will drop into lower bracket. And I do not remember who they will play at this time.
I don't either. So that makes two of us.
Yep. Let's see. Can someone explain to me what the items are in reference to certain paths? So Bane is light arrows. Yeah, so Bane, for example, can be anything up to and including light arrows that are required to get those arrows. Similarly, all of the other paths are whatever are required for those bosses. Some have higher requirements. Morpha is going to require the long shot and either gold scale. Logically, though, it will always point you towards iron boots. Twin Rova will always require, 2 strengths, mirror shield, a hook shot, and bombs. Dodongo's Cavern, the least intense one, just bombs. Yeah, potentially a Zora Tunic. That one's a little trickier. Most runners do not keep that tracked as a requirement. Similarly, Volvagia logically will always require a Goron Tunic, but people don't really track those things.
Ooh, Bombchu and Anju today.
Shoes are nice.
They are.
Yeah.
Emotional support shoes.
And yep, things you definitely need to get to the boss and beat it.
For sure.
And the game has different definitions of need than we do. Like the tunics, runners are like, we don't need that. They're still gonna get trolled by it every so often.
Yeah. Like, for example, if you start in the forest and you already have your bombs and they tell you twice that your path is to go to TC from the forest, you're like, no poop.
Yep.
Thanks for that, game.
The kind of worst logical scenario is like in this seed where we've seen keys in child side of spirit. If Requiem is behind all dungeons, meaning the stone dungeons, which you don't typically have to do, it will give you all of those items because of that small key. We don't care about the small key until there's 2, and then we probably care.
Alright, well, Hyper, the first to go back to adult. Pretty much exhausted 98% of the child checks available. So, and we already did. I was gonna ask if we'd seen HC, but I already know we saw HC, so that was a bad question.
Yes. We did see the Hyrule Castle Fairy.
We did. Someone forgot that in a race recently, so my mind was going back to that. So.
And yeah, this will be a big pose, so we'll find out if we're looking for that lens or if it's just here. Flea, still child, going back through Sacred Forest Meadow. I'm not entirely sure what he has left in this region.
Didn't spawn. Oh, there it is. Alright, what do the pose have? Let's find out. Well, it'll probably tell us what TCG has. Oh no.
All right, we are looking for lens.
Yep, lens is now required.
I wonder if Flea has
I guess not
forgotten where his child spawn is.
I guess technically you have a 1 in 32 chance of not needing the lens. The lens isn't quote-unquote required. But yeah, it'd be nice to get. And Flea, making that transition back to adult. I did not see what was in the Tektite Grotto. What was that?
Bloopy.
Okay. $5. Hyper's been taking one shot at chance. He checks all day. Why not? 1 out of 32. Thanks for that one, chat. And going to Gerudo Valley.
Alright, this will be Nocturne for Flea,
Mm-hmm.
as well as that bow.
Yep, we now have the hovers to finally get the bow. Probably then gonna go do archery and cack.
Yeah, going into Shadow here for Flea makes more sense because he had to go pick up that song anyway. So we are going to have some divergence here, which is a little surprising. Legally in this rule set, you can only go through half of Shadow, and you now know that you're looking for that lens anyway. Hyper is more than capable of doing a hook-shotless GTG.
Yeah.
So we'll still be able to do the majority of checks in here.
Alternatively, you also have Ferrer's Wind in case you do get to that point in Shadow that you want to dip and be like, I got what I need. Maybe there's something else, but maybe not.
Yeah.
And time to see what part of GTG holds for us today.
I don't believe HBA is hinted.
My brain was telling me it was dead, but I also I can't back that up with anything firm, so probably not hinted. My brain just thinks it was. As we've established already, I have a very strange train of thought when I watch these, so...
Yeah, toughest thing for me, is this the seed I watched earlier, or this seed?
Exactly! Oh my gosh. That is so real.
Fortunately, Randobot kind of pulled itself away. These seeds are not very similar.
Boss key.
A couple keys. Get a peek at the maze here.
Oop, there's a big thing right there.
And very Song of Time locked. Big chest there. I think I only saw one key in the maze.
Imagine light arrows being on bongo. I mean, that is a distinct possibility. As I like to say in the vaguest amount of terms.
Ooh, what's the update? Oh, Flea, no.
Sorry.
Sometimes you get caught. Link is dumb and doesn't roll right.
Yeah. It's unfortunate when it happens, but it's fun for us when it does.
Yeah. We always blame Link. It's not Flea's fault. It's Link.
It's definitely Link's fault. If he was just, like, faster. and better.
The number of
Flea.
times I
Flea
shout
wouldn't
at
have
Link,
fallen.
move. Just move, please.
Be nice, Link's like 7. I mean, I think he's like 17, but okay.
You know, that's fair, though. Is Link, like, mentally 17? I mean, he's been in a, like, trance.
Oh! First
Okay,
hookshot.
that's
Oh, no.
really good for Flea.
That's really good for Flea. Now we could do.
He's not gonna
Oh, no.
feel happy about that because, as someone said in chat, I think Flea is gonna feel behind. His routing wasn't the cleanest or the most
Mhm.
efficient, but it's not like he wasted a lot of time, you know? It wasn't.
Sorry, I'm reading chat. They're funny right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I work with college age students, so I get it.
Yeah. It would be really weird to be like in a coma for like, I don't know, 8-10 years and like wake up and then all of a sudden like you have a sword in your hand. Like, what happened?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Flea continuing in Shadow is an interesting choice after finding that hook shot, to be totally honest.
Well, we don't have strength yet, though.
Yeah, we don't have a strength.
And there's no hint to a strength yet that we have seen.
Yeah, until we find Lens, you know, odds are that it's a strength and not mirror shield, but...
Probably. Yeah, I think you at least try to get the light arrows?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I guess technically it's path, so...
Yeah. I mean, the Crushers is interesting. I mean, the whole dungeon is interesting, right? Because, alright, let's talk about Crusher Room. If there's a strength up there, if there's a key up there, you know that it's strength locked.
Right.
And so that tells you where your strength can and can't be.
Correct. Yeah.
Lights don't have to be in here. We know that there's a path to Morpha somewhere in Forest, which is beyond that hook shot that we found, but it can just be the other hook shot. And that just tells you, okay, here's where lights aren't. They're not in long shot locked places.
Yep. Which is so much fun to think about.
Flea,
Oh
please.
no! So fun. I love that. That was great.
Okay. So there is a key up here.
I mean, at this point, I assume if you're this far into Shadow, you would just finish it, right?
I mean, you're about halfway. You can finish it, so, I mean, odds are pretty good that your opponent would finish in this situation.
No, that's true, because you have the 1v1 mentality of, like, what would my opponent do or not. I always forget about that at this stage, because I usually think about, like, the qualifiers, so...
Yeah.
Like,
In
like
qualifiers, you're...
Oh! Oh no, so strength is in GTG. That's good for Hyper. This is interesting.
And there's another strength. Okay. So, for Flea, that's really good information. He knows that that is a strength-locked strength. Actually, it's not.
No, it's not.
How many keys did we have? 2 left? Okay.
So yes, now we set the Forest Wind, and now we dip to Forest. Yes, I agree with this.
Yep.
And Hyper's gonna get that second strength, so...
Yep, gonna get that hook shot, gonna get that strength 2. Pass for Roar's Wind in GTG.
Yeah.
This is a really good situation where we might see file copy strats, where you take that for Roar's Wind, go see if anything is in the silver block room, and if not, you go back to Shadow.
That would be fun. I like this. I like this train of thought. Here for it. I am wondering when Flea will root in GTG, though. That is one thing that now we have to ask ourselves, potentially. I guess it depends on what's on TCG, I guess, first, but...
Yeah, depends in part what item we find in here. If it's irons to Morpha, meh. You know.
Lots of questions, I guess. I guess technically GTG isn't a required rooting yet. So...
Okay, so that's actually our strength 3. Chat counting keys when I wasn't.
I always say when I I'm terrible at keeping track of counting, so I just let everyone else do that for me, and then usually can infer something once they tell me what that is, so... Me and counting aren't friends.
In the meantime, Flea has an entire progression dungeon to do. It's also Pat. It unlocks a song. That song is either going to be Suns or Storms. No, Suns is Burning Cack, so it's going to be Storms.
Right. Oh, that's right. It's like, wait a minute. And then you're like, nope, you're right.
Which, Storms is a big song to go follow, potentially. That could be good or bad for Flea, depending on where our lens ends up, depending on so many things.
Yeah, for sure.
Could Storms be Path to Evil's Bane? Potentially. We don't have a Phantom Ganon hint, I don't believe.
Yep, we're gonna see what we already know is in Stone Shadow at the moment versus our really fun forest runs. So, what was I gonna say? I had a thought. I'd like to go ahead and give a couple shout-outs while we're waiting to see if there's anything interesting here. Today's trackers are Baseball and Joshi. My awesome co-commentator Mel is with us today. Thank you for being here. And yeah. Appreciate everyone who's helping out. The runners are obviously, as you've seen the entire time, Hyper and Flea. And yeah, thank you for everyone for making this possible.
Yeah, thanks for joining, Malcon. Had a bit of a cancellation, it sounded like, that helped make this happen.
Yeah, I normally can't, do commentary other than, super early in the morning Pacific Standard Time, but today I had plans and they canceled, 5 minutes after I thought I wasn't free, so I was like, okay, sure, why not? I'll commentate with Mel. Haven't done that yet. And we're doing Holding Hands in Forest, so yay! Did we dip before getting the second strength? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Piper did dip before that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Flea continuing in Shadow, statistically speaking, I was surprised that he made that play, so I'm not surprised to see Hyper not stay. But it'll just depend. We just don't know enough about, we're still missing quite a few items. And we don't know what's going to be in Forest, and it is hard required.
I didn't see that Hyper didn't put Furor's Wind down. I would think I was busy thanking everyone. I didn't realize that didn't happen. Oh.
Yeah, Hyper has Furor's Wind in GTG. That's a pretty valuable place to keep it. He didn't go past, you know, the first 4 checks in Shadow in this case, so there's not a lot of sense not just playing Nocturne and running back through.
That's a tough one.
But yeah, Flea obviously was deeper into the dungeon, more committed.
Yeah.
So we will see. That could be big. If something is in GTG, Flea probably goes there next if this doesn't, you know, end up having anything.
Sure. Well, and then we also we don't know if Strength 3 is anything yet, because I believe we have been hinted that Ganon's castle leads to something. Unless I'm thinking of a different race, I could be wrong.
Earlier today it was to Goma.
Oh, that's what it was, and it's not that today because Deku's foolish. And
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, I'm thinking of a different race.
Yeah, it's not hinted today, but it, I believe, should be on the table because
Yeah.
everything's been eaten up by bridge conditions except for Morpha.
Yeah. Very, very true. It's time to go summon ghosts out of pictures and beat them up. Sounds like a fun way to spend a day in Hyrule. Eat your heart out, Link Between Worlds. We did it first.
But yeah, it'll be interesting here. As chat's pointing out, Market.
Oh god.
Okay,
hook shot locked, hook shot. Cool. Alright,
Yeah,
well
we'll
then, that happened.
That is a very direct path. I agree.
Yeah. Cool. Why not give us the hammer? No, what? This scene is like... It's had some moments of like laughter, but it's starting to kind of feel like, okay, it's trying to be nice now, and I don't know that I'm here for it. I like it better when it was entertaining me.
Yeah, I mean, considering it's gonna be a good half hour since our last dungeon finish, the runners do not think this is a nice seed.
No. For sure. So we still have water and spirit after this, so... Oh, another big chest. Oh, there's the light arrows. Cool.
Okay. Easy.
So you did need the item in Shadow to go to the forest to get the lights. Yeah, there's the path.
Yeah.
So probably not a huge reason to go back to Shadow for Flea.
Yeah. Hyper not going back to Shadow. This could just depend. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, really, the big thing we don't know right now is where the heck is the mirror shield. But we have suspicion it could be one of the items on the TCG. But we don't know. That's half the fun of the R part of Ooter.
Yeah, the Strength in Shadow can be the first one.
I always thought it was odd that Link couldn't jump on top of that falling thing, because it looks like it's like half an inch. The falling platform.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like,
swag.
That does not look like that it's that tall, and I feel like I would just jump on top of it and just roll across it to get to the end, but why can't you just jump on top?
Well, in newer games, they kind of let you do that.
Such an odd physic thing.
Mm-hmm.
The physics of video games. Should be a class.
I'm sure it is. There's classes on the music of video games.
I would definitely take that. Once again, another random thought I've had since forever is like, why can't you get on top of that?
All right, where does Flea go next?
I mean, yeah, that's a really good question.
Ever turn in skulls?
It's a really good question.
3 Key Forest takes a slightly lesser amount of time, because the room that Hyper goes into after this blue Poe, you don't have to do that hallway. You don't have to shoot that eye switch. But you have to be confident at it to actually save time.
Alright, time to see what PG has for us today. How much light baseball does PG feel like playing with us?
Please none. Yeah, Scarecrow song is not free in this, so you do have to go to Lake twice.
Not you, baseball. The sport baseball.
This isn't baseball, it's tennis.
It's actually Quidditch. It's a little yellow ball.
That is a true question. Do you consider tennis balls yellow or green?
Ooh, yeah, here's the hard-hitting question of the day.
I get a poll in chat, baseball.
I was just wondering that.
Because if you Google it, what do you think the answer Google gives you is?
Oh. I love that this is already sparking like neon green versus neon yellow. This is fantastic.
Hey, thank you. No nuance.
This is gonna be spicy. Good idea for a poll. We love this. Answer the poll.
Answer the poll.
Not screwing around today.
And that was a very nice PG from Flea.
That was a good PG.
Hyper not gonna be too far
it's more
behind.
shoes.
Nice.
Nice. I love the shade of Grello.
Oh, Grello. Sounds nasty. Sounds like...
That's the color of puke.
I was thinking snot. I just wasn't gonna say it, but since you already said puke.
Not yeen.
Yeen.
That's amazing. It's highlighter yellow. Oh my gosh, this is the best discussion so far in this race.
I'm gonna make a lot of you really mad when the answer is revealed.
Oh man, this poll is spicy. It's close. It's really close. And Flea has gone back. Oh, just back to the market. Is Google gonna say it depends? Oh my gosh,
no. Google has an answer. Google has a definitive answer between yellow and green.
Ooh, this poll is so close. This is great. The Redditors
This
after like, what the heck were you doing while we were doing this race? Debating tennis ball colors.
This isn't even a debate. This is just who's right and who's wrong. That's the best kind of thing.
Oh my god, my cheeks hurt so much. This is so great. This is fantastic.
Flea did pick up Storms, which we knew was there, is doing Big Pose, gonna get the bad news that whatever he wants is on Treasure Chest game.
Guy Goro with the right answer. It's the way we perceive color. If they're really blue and white.
This is so good.
That was the just blue or gold exactly. This is scary.
The dress similarly had a correct answer.
It did have a correct answer, and it blew my mind.
Yeah, my eyes are not really made for the overexposure that apparently caused that dress to look black and blue. Or golden yellow, whichever. Golden white. Whichever one was wrong.
PG is definitely trolling Hyper right now.
Yeah.
Good time.
PG, it's tough, right? They make these bosses look so easy all the time. Hyper got like 4 hours of sleep last night. Played a match,
no.
or played like a community race early this morning.
Oh my gosh, there's no way.
Oh no, baseball. You don't know how to close it. That's fine. We will consider this closed.
I don't know how to close it. That's funny. I mean, it's almost done.
Alright. Are you ready? The correct answer is yellow.
Yes, I was right!
It is technically a fluorescent yellow.
Yes!
And I was so
there's
mad.
the Zora tunic. Oh.
Do you want to know how I learned that it is yellow? I was
Yes?
watching a cake decorating competition show.
Which one?
And I don't remember which. There were like
Okay.
8 at the time. And
Okay.
someone described wanting to get that quote unquote perfect tennis ball yellow. And it's like, huh? Yellow?
Incredible.
No. And then I Googled it and I felt lied to my whole life.
That's incredible.
I want to point out something that Hyper has done here. Neither runner has Sunsong, and Hyper went to outside Ganon's castle to set Dompe time of day, knowing that he was going to be going to bottom of the well. Flea, having not done chickens yet, didn't intend to do that or didn't think about doing that. So if Dompe digging is something that is going to be big for Hyper, because Flea is going to have to either wait out time of day or just say goodbye to it.
Agreed.
Green won, which means more people were wrong.
That was amazing. Oh no, songs are hard. We got there though.
Oh, Joshi is doubling down.
Oh. Green believers rise.
That's alright. You can just sit there in your wrongness. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Green isn't, like, technically wrong either. Fluorescent yellow looks green.
Right.
Why wouldn't they do Ganon's?
I mean, to be fair, green is halfway right.
And it's halfway wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Nothing
since it
wrong
says
with
yellow... Zev is so over this.
You're gonna say Greg is yellow?
Greg,
it's a special kind of yellow. Mixed with blue hues.
Alright. Well, let's talk about why they are not in Ganon's castle.
Sure, I'll let you take the lead on that one.
To be totally honest, I'm not entirely sure why they're not in Ganon's, except that well, here's the thing. They both know that there has to be another strength out there, right?
Right. I assume they probably think it's on TCG, potentially?
Yeah, and they're looking for that treasure chest game, like, access, because we don't know. It could be a strength that they both don't need, they just don't know that they don't need it. It could be Mirror Shield, and they need it anyway.
Forget that matching meter's yellow. I mean, on some people's color choices, it is yellow.
I've made everyone so mad.
I love this is. I'm so happy with this conversation right now. You have no idea.
They're in the well because it is strength locked, I would assume. And a good place to look for a strength 2 is behind strength 1. But they also need irons. Irons could very well be in Ganon's. Mirror Shield could be in Ganon's.
Yeah, it's...
Strength 3 is in GPG. That we know.
Right. So, they finished Forest, right?
Yes.
So they ended up next to the Deku tree. Did either of them check the hints on the Deku tree?
No,
I don't remember.
don't think so.
Okay.
They both have everything according to their, like, personal trackers, so...
And there's the strength. So it's the Mirror Shield on TCG.
Okay.
So, cool. Apparently, they're not probably going to be going to get those other strengths. Cool. So,
Hyper
looking for the
did
lens.
that time of day for Dampe ticking.
Yes.
And it was nuts.
And yeah, we're pretty much looking for lens right now. And some way to survive underwater. Which we technically kind of have, but...
Some way to, like, get underwater.
Yeah.
Not a lens hunt. Yeah.
It's like the weirdest thing to be hunting for.
It is a lens hunt, and this is the perfect time where you wonder, should you just do a 1 in 32 attempt?
It's sure a thing that is in existence right now on the table, which is really funny to think about. And not for the runners, but for us.
Yep. And yeah, exactly. Do you just YOLO the 1 in 32? Like...
I've been right once in the last 5 times, so why not?
Do it once for the fans. Yeah, not during a 1v1. If this was a qual, one of them would have done it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
one of them would have done it.
Okay. That's true. It doesn't have to be the mirror on the chest. You're right.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's fair. That's super valid. Gonna get some more Skull Kid money here. Sounds like a plan.
I don't...
Huh.
Yeah. I assume Flea's just gonna go do Frogs 1. So I don't think that was hinted.
No, it wasn't. So, just the Frogs too. Yeah, so... Huh.
Yeah, GTG Center Chest is available now. Hyper has Furor's Wind set in there and can, you know, go into the Silver Block room, get some extra keys. So I would not be too surprised if he prioritizes just going adult.
What would be the most fun thing to see on the TCG game, if not the mirror? Obviously, it could be the Mirror Shield, but if it's not the Mirror Shield, what would be the most fun to see?
A hammer.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. I'm not saying we should will that into existence, but I'm like, I would love that.
What's the bottleneck? They're both looking for the Lens of Truth and Iron Boots. Flea is going Valley by the looks of it.
Which we know from Hyper doing it earlier, there's nothing there, but Flea doesn't know that.
Flea doesn't know that. I guess I'm just sort of curious. Why prioritize this check now?
Is Hyper... No, okay. I was like, is Hyper gonna try the 1 in 32 chance? But no.
Yeah, I'm with Belnog here. You have choose.
Choose.
Well, you can peek these as adult. It doesn't make a lot of sense if GTG is your next play.
Sure. Sure.
We don't know exactly what's on Treasure Chest game, but it is Path to Twinrova, and since we know where all 3 strengths are, odds are it's Mirror Shield, but it could be something else.
Could be something that gets us to the Mirror Shield, knowing path stuff, but...
Yeah. Requiem. Yeah, trials are available. Something could be in them. We don't know.
Okay, so we're doing Adult Spirit now. By Hyper. Cool.
This makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the file save strat. Oh. Did he...
Sure. Why not? Since we know Market is Tarova, obviously whatever is that is not something you're likely gonna get in Adult Spirit. I don't know how... I don't know. I'm kind of going back and forth about that play. Oh.
They were all keys. Very strength 2 locked center chest.
Huh. Oh, right.
All right.
Wild. And Flea also not going to take the 1 out of 32 gamble. But valid. And it is... What is it? No way. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Alright, well...
Chilling there.
Well...
Yeah, Flea actually has to go through and do GTG now for the keys.
Yep. Oh boy.
That's really big for Hyper. If that had been Kokiri Sword or another bow or something, that was a lot of time.
That's wild. Because now we're gonna get the thing. Oh.
Yeah. It's not.
Yep.
It's certainly not over.
No.
But that's a lot of time that Flea's gonna have to invest to get that. He'll be able to single dip GTG. As Jimbo is pointing out, Flea will get strength 3 along the way. So if Light Trial has something, he's kind of more likely to find that.
Yeah. Another bomb bag. Cool.
More bombs.
Perfect. Yep, so that's really huge for Hyper. Because when does Flea make the gamble to actually go to GTG is the question.
I mean, I think you just do spirit until you can't in this case, and then reverse.
Sure.
Um, and this was a
Angry
very
Stone.
child-locked spirit temple.
I think another fun physics thing about this game is you can literally hookshot your way through boulders,
Mhm.
which just tickles me pink to no end.
Yeah. Yeah, Hyper knows or should know that both of his strengths are strength locked, and so he's missed the first one somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that should lead him back to Shadow pretty quick.
Oh yeah, get your guesses in. Oop, I'm still in.
Yes,
No,
Shadow.
no. No,
The
no.
strength and bottom of the well is very strength locked, and the strength in GTG should be locked by enough keys that it's strength locked with 4
Right,
small
right,
keys.
right. Left. R-r-r-r-low. R-r-r-lower is the
Oh,
winning ticket today. Oh my gosh, it's the boots! Okay. So, mirror
okay.
in water?
The comedy option. That's basically go mode for Hyper.
Yeah, pretty much. What? Wow. Oh, that's really funny. Third, okay. Wow, okay. Well, it's... It BGS is in spirit, because why not?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. 30-minute time save right there.
Mm.
uh, honestly, the hints were pretty good today for these paths. Not for us, but for the runners, I mean.
Yeah, they were alright. Oh,
I Oh,
Spirit's long shot locked. Not that it mattered, but
cool.
alright, and here is the reverse. I don't
Uh,
think Flea's gonna have enough time.
the answer, Seven Sins, is that irons are on the TCG, which was hinted to be Path to Rova. Therefore, the iron boots lead somehow to our mirror shield, which is the last item needed to be in go mode at this point. And it's probably in Water Temple. Yeah, no problem. It was... we were not... we all thought it was going to be the mirror shield for a minute there, and then we all had a good chuckle when it wasn't, so... Toilet is dead. That is correct. That was an earlier hint. Everything dead now. Careful
Yeah.
there, we're not in market and adult timeline. Tektite was nothing. We dipped into it earlier. Yeah, at a bloopy.
I mean, maybe it's not. Someone said it was. I wasn't counting keys. We can count again here.
And Flea is
The strength
currently
in
on...
Shadow isn't.
Flea is currently on his way to get the items that will lead him to the lens, and that will lead him to the irons, that will lead him to the water. Basically, Flea is trailing Hyper by a bit right now.
The keys were miscounted in GT. Okay.
If there's a hammer in water, that's that would be peak comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't like a particularly like difficult path-ish to follow, all things considered. So, cool. Kokiri sword wouldn't be anything because it's a stone foolish Deku today.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah. No all dungeons for everyone today. We knew that pretty quickly. Yeah, you did. And yep, here's the oh, I guess we're doing HBA first. Then we'll do GTG.
Yeah, Hyper straight shot here. Just go through water and grab Mirror Shield along the way wherever it landed.
Wherever
here.
Yeah. And for all we know, it could be on Morpha.
Yeah.
Or the hammer could be on Morpha, and then we have to go to fire.
Could be.
And as we already knew, HBA is nothing. Because we are in no mode of some sort. We finally in GTG with all the required items to take a gander everywhere. I guess this makes sense because if Morpha just has what you need, doing Morpha straight away is the best play. I don't know if that's what's happening right now for Hyper, but that is a thought. Always clear out the rest of water after. So you got any other hot debates for us to have in chat today, Mel? Or was the tennis ball thing the only thing you had?
Tennis ball is all I really have today.
Dang.
It's such a good one that's...
It was really
not gonna
good.
hurt anyone's feelings, you know?
I love
Chat
it.
gets to be mad about something.
Cereal soup. That's
Get
a good one.
him out of here. Ban this man.
And there's the mirror shield, so we are in go mode.
Yep, that is go mode for Hyper.
Yep.
Cereal is not soup. I've had this discussion on comms before. You know, is a hot dog a sandwich? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
My friend group uses a very, reasonable test for this. If I said that I was bringing tacos to a picnic and I brought hot dogs, would you be surprised?
A little.
Okay, then a hot dog is not a taco.
Yeah.
If I said I was bringing soup and brought cereal, you know I'm just being an ass, right?
Yeah, that would be a little pedantic at that point, because I guess you could think of it as cold soup, but like, no.
Not upset, confused. Confused. Would you say to me, oh, I thought you were bringing tacos?
Yeah.
Who the hell brings soup to a picnic? Let me introduce you to the Midwest, my friend.
You could put potatoes on salad and call it potato salad. Just on lettuce.
This is like when people start arguing about like bread versus pastries, and I'm like, they're made very differently. I don't see
Yeah.
why this is an argument. Cow stock. You mean beef stock? Not milk? Huh?
Ah, goodness. Good times. Good times in Comland.
Yes, Minnesota is considered the Midwest. Because we refer to everything on an east to west basis, not north to south necessarily.
Imagine if you started calling, like, the West non-East and the East non-West.
That would be good. But we always have, like, so we have the Southeast and the Southwest.
Because if you have, like, Midwest and, like, Mid-East, they have non-West and non-East, and I feel like that'd be more uniform, but also a little bit more than you need to do, but also more uniform.
Yep.
Non-South, non-West. Yes, exactly, Hex, you get it.
Suddenly it's South by Southwest here. Minnesota contains a Little Canada.
Oh.
We have a town called Little Canada.
Beautiful.
But it is basically South Canada.
Okay.
That is true.
That's valid.
Alright. Fleet has enough keys. Gonna get that strength, gonna get that lens, gonna get the irons. It's all gonna be too late.
Yep.
He has done spirit, so, you know, there's a little time here, but
it's
will be
not much, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have to take a lot for Hyper not to be in the lead right now. Like, several unintended deaths. Forgetting where things are. Like, multiple things.
Guys, for salt and pepper, a lot.
Yeah. Long story short, it's probably not happening.
Gold for Flea and the lens. This will be pretty quick, you know. Fortunately, the mirror shield wasn't too deep, so I don't think Flea's gonna be too far behind.
And neither was the boss key. The boss key was pretty early on, too.
Yeah, and Hyper just needs one more small key to go through the rest of Spirit without having to touch anything else, so... Yeah, Hyper might have to use nuts. I don't remember where the keys were. If there's one in the near Poor Armos chest here behind Mirror Shield, then he won't pick up Big Goron's sword. Yeah, the central bow target in water.
There we go. I was like, what's Flea's plan here? But okay, make sure there's nothing huge over here and then move on. Yeah. Also, happy 2 hours, everyone. Was pretty action-packed first hour and a half, and now we're just playing the how long does it take to get through Spirit and the end of the game. So, yeah. Okay, Hyper not getting the BGS. Which is fine, not needed, but Sag.
This is no longer going to be close. Flea has golds and is gonna go do Ganon,
Yep,
so...
yep. Cool. Yeah. I mean, depending on how long Flea stays inside Ganon's castle, I mean, we could be holding hands inside Ganon's castle. That's a thing to maybe
No.
do.
No.
I doubt it, but...
Rova takes longer than Ganon's.
I know. I'm just like, what can we even talk about right now that's potentially cool or interesting? Troll Ganon's Castle has a scale, finally.
Okay, the other
Cool.
scale, perhaps?
And another bow.
If the other scale is here, Flea doesn't need to do treasure chest game.
It's true. Flea won't know that.
Yep. Yeah, Flea will still do it, but maybe not. Whoa.
Whoa.
Good time to mention, we are on a 20-minute delay, so everything you are seeing happened 20 minutes ago.
Uh-huh. So, yeah. Neat. Mm-hmm. I finished yesterday.
My immersion.
Wow.
Oh,
cool.
We could talk about immersion blenders.
We could. What would you like to discuss about them?
Oh, I have one. It's great.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing about it?
What is my favorite thing? Not cleaning it. That's my least favorite thing about it.
Got it.
I thought this was live. It is sort of.
It's live in our hearts.
It's like when the West Coast is watching Saturday Night Live.
Yes, I can actually attest to that, given I'm in Oregon. So, yeah. Welcome to my world.
It's live, but it's not. But it's still live when you start watching it.
Mm-hmm. Or watching the ball drop on New Year's Eve, that's a trip. Because you're like, wait a minute, why is this happening on the East Coast now? And I'm watching it in the West Coast. When it happened 3 hours ago. Saturday Night Delayed doesn't have the same ring to it. That's fair.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday night was just live.
Like someone said immersion broken as if we don't know who's gonna win at this point. That's funny.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't say this has been over since there was another strength available for hyper-defined.
But you also wouldn't say that.
But I also wouldn't say... I wouldn't not say that. Is that right?
I think so. The triple negatives are messing with my brain a little bit, but
Yeah.
I'm rolling with it.
Yeah, no. Flea made a lot of good choices, and a lot of choices that just ended up costing him time. They weren't necessarily bad.
Right.
It didn't pay out when he didn't have the time to kind of, make the trip out to Valley, when if he was going GTG next anyway, do those checks as adult, use that chew, use those resetting features.
Well, for example, if the irons were on Bongo Bongo, Flea made the correct choice of putting Furor's Wind in Deep Shadows. Like, it just... Flea has not made bad plays, it's just the R part of Ucher hit us like a ton of bricks today.
Yep.
It was just like, hey, let's be a little less than random. But still kind of random.
The bloopy on Rova there, and what did I say? Rova and Ganon's. Flea could wrong warp to the credits, but he's gonna get DQ'd. That's not gonna go well for him.
No.
Hyper does have FW in Ganon, so
Yep.
just heading into Spirit.
Just that much more faster in time. We totally thought you were being super serious, Skygoro. Just to be clear. Everything you say, we take at face value all the time.
Oh, are these more?
I'm trying to read this and comprehend it right now. It's very funny.
No, I think that it's more Yu-Gi-Oh references.
Oh, okay.
I thought maybe it was Dragon Ball Z originally, but it's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my favorite thing about the Twin Rova fight is when they get the little halos on their heads at the end, and like somehow, even though they've been like the worst people on the planet, they somehow get into heaven.
No, Zabi. That ruling is specific for not showing your settings. No. If you go back and reread that announcement, it is only if the winner of the match does not show their settings for their emulator.
I'm down for a rematch.
Let me reiterate. Wrong warping will get you disqualified and possibly banned from the rest of the tournament. Don't do it.
Oh my gosh. Ugh, my cheeks are starting to hurt again.
If I have to wake up to more questions about what happens if the winner gets DQ'd.
Best of 3, Pog. Okay, Hyper, who's totally not on stream live right now.
Alright, Flea, vaguely in go mode. We know that that mirror shield is in water, of course, but it won't matter. Hyper is already going up to fight Ganon. Unless Ganon trolls real hard here.
Like, knocking you off the middle pedestal 20 times in a row, or like 500? It could be close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe with double defense, takes out all your hearts? A few times? I can't believe Ganon required Oath this seed. Thank you, chat. Chat as always with the zingers. Super appreciate you all. Thanks to... we didn't thank chat earlier. Thank you, chat, for being here and laughing with us. You're appreciated.
I hope you haven't minded the tangents. It's a Sunday night. No one wants to think about work. We're having fun here.
We're having the best time here right now. I can't remember the last time I laughed this much doing comms, so this was a good time.
More of chat is wrong about what color tennis balls are.
I never laughed. Oh, tough crowd, tough crowd. I never laughed.
I'm sorry, Spenny.
We'll try harder next time, don't worry.
No, we're not gonna try at all. Svenny has a bad sense of humor, obviously.
Oh. Well, I was just gonna say we're gonna debate Epona's colors next time. Is it brown or is it really red?
Right. And yes, as someone pointed out, Hyper didn't jump slash because he does not have hammer or big Goron sword to take advantage.
Oh no, I found the topic. It's chestnut.
And we are doing nut strats instead of long shot. It's gonna be faster. Start with enough. Did you have 9? I wasn't watching. Why can't you bash this with a bottle?
So, I think something that I saw recently, because I hadn't seen someone play the Ocarina of Time 3D variant of this game before, in a while, anyways. And I saw them fighting Ganon once on a randomizer seed, and the tail glows so much brighter than in this game, and it waggles a bunch. And so I always think of Ganondorf like getting hit like a happy cat, because it just waggles all over the place, even when you hit it. And I'm just like, my goodness, calm down.
I do not like fighting Ganon, because I have a tough time rolling the correct, distance. You'll notice that all of these top runners do a kind of short roll out and then back. So if you're having trouble hitting Ganon's tail, check how far you're rolling. Doesn't matter though. Hyper is gonna get it here.
Get your GGs in chat for that. Not Hyper giving GGs in chat.
Get Hyper out of here. Alright, GG's Hyper. $2:14:01.
That's really good finish, time-wise. And unsurprisingly, Flea didn't finish, so. Hi! Speaking of Hyper and Flea, hello!
Hello.
GG's.
GG.
Have you two debriefed on this seed at all? Anything you want to share?
We haven't really talked.
No.
Saved it for restream mostly, so.
So how about
where did I
that,
miss? Where was the
Go ahead.
BGS? Was it that chest that I tried to roll into in the invisible spirit? Was that the one?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I ran past it on the way up the stairs, and then I'm like, I should go for BGS. And I tried to roll into it, and I missed, and I'm like, oh, fuck it.
So I have a really important question for the pair of you, and your answer is going to determine so much about your personality. What color is a tennis ball?
Yellow.
Green.
What the fuck happened on Restream?
We discussed. We discussed what color this is.
One of you is right.
One of you is right. It is yellow. That is correct.
Really?
Let's go.
Wow.
That's so funny. Chat, primarily, I think it was a little more, not too much more, but the majority said green.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that happened a bit. We discussed, of course, if a hot dog is a taco or cereal a soup, while you were kind of crossing over the same checks as each other. But yeah, anything that you remember kind of standing out? You both had kind of moments where I was concerned that it might tilt you a bit. Flea, you ran out of bombs at one point. Did that kind of screw up your routing plan? Obviously, you're not happy hiking across field, but how did that kind of affect anything else in your play?
Yeah, I think at that point, from then on, I was just not in the right mindset for the rest of the game. Because even in that moment, I really should have just done the chew bowling just for more bombs, and then I decided to warp, and then like and I realized I still had no bombs. I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. So that sent me back a while, but probably not, definitely not enough to like turn the race around. I don't think, but like I was just in my head the whole rest of the game.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily just that moment, of course.
Yeah.
But it was the, hiking there, hiking back to river. You both were in Jabu about the same time, so that set you
Mhm.
back in Jabu about that exact amount of time.
Mm.
And then you at
You
one
went
point ended up.
farther in. Go ahead.
Sorry? Oh, just the other kind of two field moments. You ended up playing Minuet at one point when you were just going to castle, and I thought maybe you forgot your child spawn for a moment there.
Yeah, I did that a lot, I think.
Yeah, and I was like, "Ooh, that's starting to add up." And then your kind of hike out to Valley when you chose to do it, we're like, "Oh, this is interesting." If you're thinking GTG next, maybe
Mm.
you weren't thinking GTG at that point in time. But it
Yeah,
was
that's
gonna
something
kind
I.
of.
Oh, sorry. That's just something I realized as I was already partway to Valley. I was like, oh, I should have just done this as adult, but oh well, I'm
Yeah, but you're
already
here
there.
now, right?
So. Yeah.
Yeah, so that all added up, and Malcolm, if you want to talk about kind of the next big difference.
I was kind of thinking about the shadow. Actually, I don't know if that's what you were referring to or not,
I
Mel. But
figured
I
that's
was
who you were gonna. Yep.
yes. So I think the big thing, like that was kind of like a big debate about the shadow, is obviously for a while we didn't know where the strength 2 was, and obviously Flea went farther in shadow than Hyper did, and so Flea actually set Furor's Wind after getting that second strength, which Hyper probably didn't know about at the time. Definitely didn't know about because never got it. But we were like, that's interesting because then Hyper didn't set up the Furor's Wind after getting the hook shot and just dipped immediately.
Mm.
So it was a very interesting little divergence that until we found that uh, the lens in GTG on Hyper's end, we were like, that could be huge for the outcome of this race. So, kind of, what was the decision between putting Furor's Wind and not putting Furor's Wind down? I mean, I think I know the answer, but I'm just for those of us at home.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I went into Shadow, I was committed to like, let me go until either I have more progression to do or I find lights. And when I found strength, I was like, okay, now I can do forest. I can just leave forest just in case lights is still further in Shadow, and then just do my progression. So when I found hookshot, I was like, don't. It felt like a good idea just to keep going just in case. So that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was pretty confident that lights were in forest because there was no PG path. So I was dipping out as
Mm.
soon as I found that. Plus, I had FW in GTG, and I mean, I was intending to keep that FW there, so I had a fast way to water, and I
Mm-hmm.
just forgot about that until the end. So, but that was and it was like really early in Shadow still, so it was like it was worth dipping. I kind of felt miserable going into Shadow, knowing that I couldn't drop FW in there because I needed it to stay in GTG,
Mm-hmm.
especially knowing the center maze was a big chest. So I was committed to going as far as I could. I was gonna skip the hinted jewel keys, and get them later.
Mm. Hmm.
Wait, taking a step back, I deleted my hints already, so I can't really keep track of this. But uh, I don't understand why lack of PG hint means that lights is likely in forest. It just means that the first hook
Uh,
shot is the first hook shot, right? Like,
because there's two Evil's Bane paths. For some reason, there's not a
yeah,
Phantom Ganon hand, and like it could have
right.
definitely been that like there's two hooks available, or like there's just multiple copies of everything. But Saria's was on Minuet, so that was a definite song option for Phantom Ganon, and it wasn't given.
Mm.
Hmm. Okay. I wasn't thinking about the songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I knew when I was going into Forest that I was going to find two major items in there. There was going to be one that wasn't leading to lights, and then one that was.
Yeah.
Another riveting question that I know came up in chat's mind and has sparked quite a heated discussion in chat is At what point is trying to find the lens faster than taking a 1 out of 32 chance and seeing what happens on the TCG?
Oh, I can answer this because I've been in this situation before, and it took me 50 minutes to brute force it. So I'm not going for it unless I have like an hour and a half worth of gameplay available to me.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. And also, like, if I were to win by getting lucky like that, I don't know if I'd feel good about it. So.
It would be pretty funny. I thought about going for it, but I didn't want to have to walk back out of, because it was really awkward because I forgot to set nighttime the first time I age changed from adult. So Richard was a really awkward check, and I was trying to find lens so I could do both of them together. And it got to the point where I'm just like, if there's like strength 2 on Richard, I'm just killing myself by leaving it behind. So I had to route it in, but then I'm like, but I can't. I need it to be daytime to be able to get back into child, and I wanted to do Dampe, so I had to scum my nighttime back to daytime. That's why I got Song of Storms twice. I had to scum back to daytime. So when I wanted to do Bottom of the Well, it had to be daytime to do Bottom of the Well. So it was like really awkward.
Yeah.
Anyway, did everyone like my Ocarina minigame attempt? That was sick.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that.
That
I
was
forgot
the
about
moment
that.
for you, Hyper, that I was gonna kind of ask about. Similar to Flea, that was the moment that I was wondering, like, is Hyper gonna get tilted from this? Like, oh, I can't even play this game. Do you feel behind not having, like a hook shot yet? Kind of spread out checks.
Do you know what pissed me off about that? Is I was just thinking of skipping it straight up, like just not even doing it. And then I'm like, no, I'll do it. And then I failed on like the last note. And then I accidentally pressed try again. And I'd like wait for like 3 more notes to play before I could quit. I'm like, if something's on there, I'm just like, fuck it.
It's over. Yeah.
Another moment, specifically, now that I'm thinking about this because we're on the topic, was the Skullchilla in Child Spirit with the boomerang. You tried once and didn't get it, and you're like, I'm done, and just left.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I'm like crazy jet lag still from my holiday. So I mean, I woke up at midnight for a 10 a.m. race. Like it's fucking stupid. So I was starting to like get tired and a little bit just kind of like playing a bit reckless and stuff because I was like, yeah, I just don't care. I'm just gonna do things along the way and like not really waste my time because I lost a flea in our other match from like over routing skulls. So this time I don't even think I made it to 10. I think I got the 9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations, Hyper. You are moving on to the quarterfinals. Flea
Woo!
down, but not out. You're moving into the lower bracket, and let me see. Do you know who your opponent is? I couldn't remember. Let me
I'm not
pull this
sure.
up.
Yeah, it's Aosuna.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Let me look at the bracket quick. All right, you play Era, and you've already scheduled it. I suppose you can do a lot in 20 minutes. Thank you,
Wait,
Baseball, for
who's
linking the bracket. Well, I am out of questions and comments, so unless there's anything else you two want to say, I will turn it over to Baseball.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yep.
All right. I guess that's me. I will close the prediction in 1 second. My cat is on my hand, so I only have one hand. So bear with me. Hi. GG's, guys. Thanks for running, Hyper and Flea. This was great. And thanks for tracking, Joshy. You were awesome. And of course, our great commentators, Melqui and Malkin. I had a great time. Laughed a lot. Thank you. And thank you, chat, for being here. Yes, I believe the next race currently on the schedule. The cat will get off of my computer. Oh my god. Okay, everything's fine. January 28th at 3 p.m. Eastern. What the hell's happened versus Say. Currently no comms signed up, but there's a lot of time until then. So hopefully we'll get that on for you. That's going to do it for today. I'm going to send you over to Alpha, who is doing a practice Season 8 race. Alpha is currently in the Challenge Cup, and I believe has now officially made it to brackets. So, pretty exciting. They're still on the grind. So, enjoy that. See you next time for more OOT Rando. Bye.